friends, it's Miss Drywa. So yesterday I asked you if you were excited to do long division, and now today I'm going to ask you, are you excited to do our last day of long division? So it's our last day. Good job, friends. You all did amazing. Long division's not easy, friends, and you guys are doing it, all right? You've worked on long division without remainders and now long division with remainders. So that's amazing. Awesome job, friends. I'm super duper proud of you. So let's get started with our last day of long division. We are going to use our long division family to help us, our multiples, and it's going to be a long problem, but that's why I'm doing this with you here together. All right? So let's get started. So long division, right? We have our division steps, our divide, our multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. And we have our family to help us. Dad tells us to divide. Mom tells us to multiply. Sister tells us to subtract. Brother tells us to bring down. Rover tells us to repeat. Or if we're at the end and we have a remainder. All right. So let's see. We move up so we can see everything. There we go. Okay, so everything is here. It's a lot, but it's all going to help us because we have our division steps with our family, our multiples of 3, right? Our multiples of 3. And then we can get started because we have this big problem here that we have to work on together. So I first see that I have 8,204 divided by 3. So basically, this 3 wants to get into the house, right? And our dividend is in our house. That's the 8,204. Now the divisor wants to get in. Now it's our job to figure out how many times this divisor can go into 824. So that's what we have to do first. That's what our family is going to help us do. So the first step is to divide, right? And I see, all right, so 3 knocks through the door, and it sees an 8. Now, can 3 go into 8? Well, I know that if I look, I have to see if the number on the inside is bigger, then the answer is yes. If the number on the outside is bigger, then the answer is no, and we put a 0. But I look, 8 is bigger than 3, so yes, I can divide. So now I have to figure out how many times 3 goes into 8 without going over 8. So I look, 3, 6, 9. Oh, 9 is too big. I went over 8, so I go back to 6. So now I have to see, though, how many times did I count down my multiples? So 1, 2. 2 times. 3 goes into 8 2 times without going over. Right? So now I divided. Now I go to multiply. Mom tells me to multiply. So I have to now multiply 2 times 3. Well, easy peasy. We can count 1, 2. We can skip count our touch points, or if you have them memorized, right? And if you have them memorized, you would know 3 times 2 equals 6. So I divided, I multiplied. Now sister tells me to subtract. So I do 8 minus 6. So I count down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I got 2. Well, now I look and brother tells me to bring down. So I did my 8 already. Now I go to my 2 and I bring down my 2. I follow the arrow that's there for me. And now I have 22. And I look and Rover tells me to repeat. So I have to go all the way back up to Dad again. Now, I have to divide 3 into 22. That's the new number that I made. Now I have to see how many times does 3 go into 22 without going over. So I look at my multiples. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Oh, I went too far. 24 is too big. So I go back to 21. But how many times does it go into 21 actually? Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times. That's what I put up here. So we just divided. Now I look at my next step and Mom tells me to multiply. So now I have to multiply 7, because I already did 2, times 3. Now it's 7 times 3. And if I count 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I get 21. So I put my answer here. This way, if it goes here, I can now listen to sister and subtract. So I subtract 22 minus 21. And 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. And 2 minus 2 is 0, so we don't need to put it there. I subtracted. Now brother tells me to bring down. So I did my 8, I did my 2. Now I bring down my 0. And I make the number 10. So now I have to start over because Rover tells us to repeat, right? And now I have to see how many times I have to divide 3 into 10 without going over. So I look, 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, 12 is too big. So I go back to 9. So now, friends, I have to see, but how many times does it actually go into 9? So I count 1, 2, 3. And that's where I put my 3 up top, because that's where the division goes. Now I divide it. Now Mom says to multiply. So I have to do 3 times 3. And 3 times 3, well, I have to count 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Or if you know 3 times 3 equals 9. So I put my 9 here. Right? And now sister tells me to subtract. So I can't do 0 minus 9 because remember, more on the floor, go next door and get 10 more, right? More on top, no need to stop. But I have more on the floor. So I have to go next door and take a 10 from here, which now becomes a 0, and put that 10 here. So now I'm doing 10 minus 9. And I can count down. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 minus 9 equals 1. I did my subtraction. Now I bring down. So I already did my 8, my 2, my 0. Now I have to bring down my 4 all the way down. And now Rover tells us to repeat, start over. So we go all the way back up to Dad, and we can do it again, friends. So 3 into 14. Now I look. Without going over, that's the key. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Oh, too big. I have to go back to 12. But now I have to count. How many times does 3 actually go into 12? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. Now Mom tells me to multiply. 4 times 3 equals, well, if you know your multiplication facts, you'll know that it equals 12. If not, you count 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get 12. Sister tells me to subtract, so now I have to subtract 14 minus 12. I do 4 minus 2, 3, 2. And that's a 0, and we don't have to put that. Now brother tells me to bring down, and I look, and I have nothing to bring down. There's nothing left, so I'm done. But before I can be finished, Rover says I have to bring my remainder all the way up here. So 8,204 divided by 3 equals to 2,734. That was a really, really long problem, friends, but great job. So, nice following along, friends. Long division, again, it's called long division because it's long, right? But amazing. We're done. You did it. Awesome job. We've done it without remainders, with remainders. I'm so, so proud of you. All right, and we're doing it not even in the classroom, so this is even harder, and you're all doing so amazing. All right, I'm super proud of you. Keep up the great work. Just remember, if you have a 0, you don't have to bring the 0 up top. But if you have another number, you have to bring your remainder up top. All right, great job, friends. Have an amazing day. Bye.